Conservatives love to pretend that they like a good old-fashioned debate. But what I've learned from debating conservatives like Charlie Kirk, Dennis Prager, Will Witt, and now Sean Hannity is that these guys hate debate. They truly cannot stand to have a good old-fashioned debate. And in my 4 debates that I've had with prominent conservatives, I've learned that these guys are cowards more than anything. When I debated Charlie Kirk, he kicked me out of his venue right after because I guess I shouldn't be questioning him in the middle of a megachurch. I'm not sure if you even know this, but Native Americans are not allowed to own private property on reservations. All native land is held in federal trust. Why do I never hear you speaking up for indigenous rights, Charlie?
Well, it's a little too accusatory, but we did the worst thing we could have done. We gave them endless government benefits, and they've grown addicted to the government.
But he admitted to me that he needed to read more on the subject and that he didn't really know a lot about things that were happening in his own state of Arizona. So he didn't know anything about native rights, so they kicked me out of his megachurch. When I talked to Dennis Prager the second time on his show, they completely edited out the radio episode, where if you actually pay for Pragertopia and go back to look for the episode, they edited it out. Only live viewers got to hear me and Dennis Prager debate about homelessness.
First of all, I thank you for calling. Your apology on the Hitler thing is a very big deal. I salute you. You're only 24. I'll make a prediction about your life that by 30 you will be a conservative.
And of course, when I went and debated Will Witt, I've been talking on my channel about how they won't. Turning Point USA won't even post the full debate because I guess they're afraid that Will Witt looks too bad because he admitted he didn't know anything about the RICO charges against Trump prior to the 2024 election. You're trying to act like Charlie Kirk. He knew something about John Eastman and the rigging of the 2020 election.
He was more of an election Trump guy on that kind of stuff with those kind of ballots.
So you just don't know anything and you've come to university and when I ask you a question, you're like, I don't know. I've never heard of this before.
I think
what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, this issue I'll look into for you.
So you've come to New Mexico. You don't know anything about New Mexico politics, Donald Trump's actions in New Mexico. You don't even know about Jack Smith's prosecution.
I'm hoping that you educate me on these.
So conservatives are constantly caught off guard in my debates with them, not knowing very simple things about American politics. And what I've noticed is that they just like to shut you up. I experienced this most recently with Sean Hannity, who, when I debated him on his radio show, listen to this. It's so weird. They turned me down in the middle of the episode. You can hear me trying to make a point and answer a question, but I guess conservative talk radio doesn't even want to hear it.
Yeah, all of these countries have universal health care. That's a
Let me ask you, why do people in Canada that have that coverage have to wait 6 months to a year and sometimes longer to get service? Why do so many Canadians leave their country, come to the U.S., and pay out of their own pocket for treatments, for things like heart disease, cancer, etc.? Why do they come here?
Yeah, I think the reason Canadians find themselves leaving Canada when they're looking for some of those specialized doctors and machines is because in the U.S. we have a system that favors people who can pay for their own medicine.
No, it's not. That's not the reason. It's because they're going to be treated faster, treated better, and it's worth every penny because
they all pretend to be part of this sphere of debate, and I have to say I'm pretty disappointed to have got to meet a lot of the people I grew up watching debate. I grew up in a conservative family watching debates, and I have to say now that I've had a chance to debate some of these people myself, I'm just disappointed by what conservative debate has to offer. I think it's a joke that conservatism pretends to support debate when all they ever do is jail minorities and women looking for abortions and gay people and pot smokers. They don't know how to jail. They don't know how to do anything without jails, and they pretend to like debate because they really just want to say the nasty stuff up front to you. So I hope you like some of the highlights of my debate here. But I wish that, I actually had a chance to debate them fairly. It's why bigger platforms like the Young Turks or, Hassan Piker, they're important because they have the money to be taken seriously and they take debate where corporate media won't. So I hope to keep debating conservatives. But from the biggest debates I've had early now in my journalism career, I have to say I'm pretty disappointed by what I've experienced from so-called conservative debate kings.